Okay, so here we are at the Perry Homestead Museum. It's a place where you can learn a little bit about how people lived a long time ago in this area. And my geocaching app said that there was a geocache on this site. And so we're going to go look for it. I've got a pen in my pocket so that I can mark my log. And I think that's all I need. It's a little brisk outside, so I've got a jacket on. I think I'm good to go. One of the things that I noticed as I pulled into the parking lot is that I'm standing right on the longitude line for this geocache. And so I don't really have to walk east or west. I just have to walk south. And I just have to walk south about 250 feet. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk south about 250 feet. Now, walking south means that I'm probably going to have to go along this line where the sidewalk is, where the picket fence is, and so I'm just going to walk on the sidewalk so that, I walk on an established trail. I don't always do that because sometimes there is no established trail, but there's all kinds of great things that you can see here at this museum. One of my favorite things is a little free library. So people make these little libraries for anybody that wants to have one. You take one and you return it right here so that it's just like a library, only if you're late you don't have to pay a fee. It's kind of cool. Nice mesquite tree right there. Got a barn in the back with a windmill. Some decorations for the holidays. Alright. Got some benches to relax in the shade of these beautiful oak trees. Very cool. Lots of big leaves on the ground. You guys remember we studied which one has more mass? The dead leaves or the live leaves, right? These guys are pretty big. Red oaks. All right, so one of the other things that you'll see at this homestead is the Carrollton time capsule. So they buried this in 2000. And they're supposed to open it in 2025, which is pretty soon. Right over here, we've got a little plaque that talks about the Alex W. and Sarah Perry Homestead, 1844. It was a long time ago. Anyway, if I follow my GPS, it tells me that I'm supposed to keep walking this direction. And as I keep walking this direction, I notice that there's some trash on the ground. I always like picking up trash along the way. They call that SITO, cash in, trash out, for this game that we're playing, this geocaching. So I'm walking out here, and this is about the spot that it's telling me the geocache is. And just like at the Outdoor Learning Center, if you don't see it here, it must be somewhat close. And so I'm looking around. You're not supposed to bury a geocache, so it must be somewhere close by. Hang on. I see something on the fence here. It looks like a box. I guess it could be this. Oh, now I definitely see it. See it? So there's a lock here, but there's a big box right here. That's definitely the geocache. Alright. So, I'm going to open this up with one hand. Hope I don't drop anything. Alright, cool. Look, there's a baseball inside. So I did not bring anything to trade today. And so, look. All kinds of cute little knickknacks. Alright, so I'm going to open up The plastic baggie, they have it in a plastic baggie to make sure that the log stays dry. Alright, cool. I'm going to try to find an open spot for me to sign. A lot of it's signed already. Doesn't seem to be a lot of space available. So I might just sign. I'm just going to sign in an open spot. Just an open spot. Alright, so let's see here. I'm going to close the lid and see if I can sign on it. Alright. My handle on geocaching is SUMI1795. And today's date is 12/7/21. And that's all you have to do. You just have to sign it and you're good. Now, once you're finished signing, you need to go onto the geocaching site and log that you have signed the cache, but that's pretty much it. If you're going to trade something out, remember that you're going to trade something out that's of equal or lesser value. So, you don't want to just take stuff. You want to make sure that somebody else finds something. So maybe you have something that you've had for a while, but you don't really need it anymore. Maybe it's just I don't know, some kind of toy that you got from a Happy Meal or something. You can just trade that out and put that in there. But that's it. That's geocache in a nutshell. Pretty easy to find. Kind of fun looking for treasures in the city that you live in or out in the country. All right. Bye. I thought I'd add one more thing to our geocaching experience here at the Perry Homestead. There's another geocache here. It's called a multi-cache, and multi-cache is where they give you a fake location for the geocache, and then you have to kind of figure out a puzzle to try to figure out like where you're supposed to be to find the geocache. And we're not going to find that one today, but I thought I'd tell you kind of how they planned it, right? So they said, one, you're supposed to find that time capsule, right? So right here, it's the time capsule. And then they said you're supposed to turn around 180 degrees. That's right, turn around 180 degrees. And it said you should be able to see 2 plaques. And I pointed out this one plaque over here, but there's another plaque over here. And the way that you're supposed to find this geocache, it's kind of cool. You're supposed to take a number that's on a date for the year, right? So I think the first year is 1844, and you're supposed to subtract a certain number or subtract it from a number, and that will give you the last 3 numbers of the geocache coordinates, whether it's longitude or latitude. And so you use that in conjunction with the other plaque, which is right over here. And this plaque says down here, the only date that's on here says 1976. And so they have a number that you're supposed to either add or subtract or multiply or something like that for this one to give you the other part of the coordinate to be able to find that geocache. So fun math used to try to find one of the geocaches here at the Prairie Homestead. There's even one more that I haven't even checked out yet. But yeah, this is really close to McCoy. This is just off of Beltline and Josie. And so it's free to the public. If you come during the day, kind of the noon time, like during the holidays, you get to take a self-guided tour through the facilities to see what it was like back in the 1800s living here in Carrollton. So it's great. It's lots of fun. Get outside, go geocache, learn what you learned from the Outdoor Learning Center experience to go and do some geocaching. All right?